So, welcome back, Sagarika, Ketki, and Vedant, and we'll continue our discussion on managing cultural changes and the lifestyle in the US. So, in the earlier discussion, Sagarika, you just mentioned that you used to divide your time, and one of the things that you said you focus on your health. Uh, Now, that is one aspect which I feel is often neglected by most students. I mean, when you go to as a student, right, a lot of things take priority, and sometimes focusing on your health, which effectively means getting the right amount of exercise, sometimes even sunlight, and eating healthy, right? So all these components often gets neglected. So how was your experience there? I mean, since you were, I think, in all these years of talking to students, you were probably the first person who mentioned I have to focus on my health. So how did that come into your routine? Was it something that you were always follow even before, or was it something a conscious decision that you took after moving to the US?
I think I was a little bit focused on my health prior to moving to America, but after my first semester, I realized I was not doing well mentally. I was I was good at academics. I was doing good. Even physical health was nice, but not mentally. I was constantly feeling homesick and all. And in summer, especially when all your friends are off to other internships, and some of them are in India, you're all by yourself and with your on campus job. I joined ASU in spring 22. So that summer, I worked an on campus job. That's when I thought health is a very big part. And secondly, this is another aspect I think I did not think about before my MS. Start of my MS was health insurance, how health insurance work, and how difficult it can be if you fall severely sick here
Okay.
when there's no close family. That's how I thought. I mean, there is over the counter medication. You have health insurance from your college, and your university definitely will have some, emergency healthcare service that they provide. But why go there? Instead, take preventive action and maintain
Okay.
your health. That it's good sleep, exercising. If you're not feeling well, then have a few close, reliable friends whom you can talk to your family, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. How about what about you, Ketki and Vedant? I mean, in terms of managing your health and well-being, changes are probably that was not something that you did consciously put efforts on. But you are
For me, I'm very focused on health. So no matter what happens, I just follow my diet, exercise, sleep thing. But I've seen people around who drastically change their schedule. People who were very good initially used to have their food at right time, started eating at 2 a.m. in the morning, sleep till 12 p.m. So yeah, I've seen my friends doing very weird stuff and having a very crazy lifestyle here. But for me personally, it was never an issue.
oh, okay. And how was your lifestyle, Vedant? Like the crazy one Ketki described, or
I think it was crazy for me because
okay,
my on campus used to start early in the morning at 5:30. So
okay.
I used
What
to
was the job?
leave.
I mean, what kind of on-campus
I
job
used
were
to
you?
work in like a grocery store. So it was like we used to be in the deli section. So we used
Okay,
to be in the kitchen. So we used to be like making all sandwiches, the bagels, croissants, cakes, cupcakes. So my job used to start early in the morning at 5:30, and I used to go it like up till 2:30 sometimes. So my schedule in the initial months was very much screwed, I would say. So I used to skip my breakfast. I used to skip my lunch on time sometimes. So I used to have, like how Kitki said, like I used to have my lunch at 3 p.m. Sometimes only have one meal at a day. But then in the first 6 months, I realized that having a good work balance, how you say, that is very much important because it affects you mentally. You won't be able to much focus on your assignments, and then you also have your internship search, job search. So gradually I started improving it. So I started having my routine set up and then have like evening walks around the campus or maybe somewhere around my locality. So I think that is, as an international student, you everyone have to go through a difficult time in the initial 6 months, but I think sticking to your routine is very much important. I know people over here come and then they tend to forget their routine. And in the initial months, I know that personally that people feel like, when you go to any Indian grocery store and you see their garlic naan, you see all this lacha paratha, and then you are much fascinated because you are away from your home and you know that you want to have that stuff. But then I would say big no to it because it's all frozen and it have a lot of like preservatives and a lot of sodium, which will just make you like bloating, feel like bloating all the day. So I guess
Okay.
avoid that. I guess I would say definitely.
Yeah, just stick to McDonald's hamburgers.
Yeah.
And adding to what Vedant said, that's making cooking as a stress buster activity to do with your roommates. That's much better than eating frozen or any other processed food that is easily available here.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. No, no, definitely eating healthy, living a healthy lifestyle. I mean, and it's also, I mean, most of when you are, say, in your early 20s or in that age group, you generally don't. That is never a focus. At least back when I was in that age, that was never a focus. It grows, but sometimes that really takes a toll on you. On some, it doesn't. But I generally now advise students that focus on your health, live a healthy lifestyle. I often see students being awake till late at night, like Ketki said, eating dinner at 1, 2, or whenever kind of thing. That is fun sometimes to do, but then as and when it starts taking a toll on your life, it kind of some of those effects are very difficult to reverse. So, yeah, definitely a good point to add. Now, coming to your whole career search and job search, one of the important aspects that everybody talks about is the whole networking, right? You need to have a network, you need to develop a network, you need to connect with people to get a job. It's not as simple as we had back in India, or we still have back in India, where campus recruitment happens. Everybody comes, when the companies come, you just give your resume, and then you have maybe a test or an interview, and but at the end of the day, you have a job offer. But how was your experience with the whole networking aspect? Were you guys good at it? What you felt that was one of the difficult tasks that you had? What are the challenging things was networking kind of thing? And I mean, I'm talking more of personal one-to-one networking, rather not connecting with people on LinkedIn. That is slightly easy. But in general, maybe face-to-face face-to-face networking events. If you guys attended any, how easy or difficult did you feel it was to do well at these events or probably make reasonable good connections?
I can take this. Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Oh yeah. So when I was doing my job search, it was like one of the most difficult job search periods in US because there was recession, layoffs happening. So nothing was working out for us. We even attended few of the job fairs, gave out our resumes. But what I feel in current scenario really works is using LinkedIn and social media platform to reach out to your alumni than actually going and meeting someone. I mean, that's specifically work for me because when you actually go and meet a person in a job fair, that person is meeting thousand other people like you.
Mhm.
So for him, it is very difficult to remember you.
Correct.
And in at least in my case and my friend's case, uh, it did not work out. Like meeting people in person, they will give you promises that they will refer you or something, but later they forget you. And that is actually, I mean, I can understand their part as well because they have so many people coming to them. Now, when I work, I get so many requests for referrals, and I cannot actually sit and go through everybody's resume and search jobs for them and refer them. So I feel that. Uh, Finding one good person on LinkedIn, finding one good hiring manager on LinkedIn, and reaching out to that person, giving a very short introduction, just mentioning what you want from him is very much required. Putting long emails and reaching thousand people on LinkedIn, out of which none replies back, doesn't really help.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sagarika, what was your experience?
Totally agree with what Ketki says because while I was studying, I went to the Indian Student Association networking mixers. I went to the SWE conference, and I've submitted my resumes. I've gave my elevator pitch, tried to do that small talk thing, but still, it's all a forgettable experience for the hiring guys. um, it doesn't stay with them. Instead, it would be better to make good connections with your alumni who are much more invested in you because you are from the same school, sometimes maybe from the same country, so they have that common ground already for you. So it's easier to connect with them. Ask, and I feel, in my experience, asking start off with asking advice, some career advice, or building that bond with them, and then asking, hey, maybe can you refer me here? Do you know someone who works here? I'm really interested in building a career here. Definitely meeting people on LinkedIn has been much more fruitful.
Oh, okay. And how was your experience, Vedant?
I think I agree with both of them. I guess more than any LinkedIn connection, your alumni network is going to help you out in job search. Definitely. And I personally, when I used to ask for any alumni about the job help, I never used to go them like I want a job or maybe I want a referral. We always used to be like, just sit with them, have a quick chat. How were your experience? What was your thought process behind it? And then initially start a good bond, maybe a friendship bond with them, and then over the period of time, they will definitely help you out. So I think that is not a process when you come into the job market. You have to start this the moment you land in US. That can be the point when you start your alumni. You talk with them because they are the best resources over here. They have gone through. They have the experience of 2 years or maybe a year before you, so they know how to handle things and what not to do. So I think alumni network is one of the strongest advice I would give to any people. And best is to just go in a very informal way and just talk with them as a friend and just connect with them, because if you connect with anyone on a personal level, they will understand what you're going through and they will definitely help you out in that situation. LinkedIn is like hundreds of people, thousands of people are just reaching out to everyone over there. It's not possible, like she said, like everyone comes for referral, so it's not possible to give each and everyone a referral. So pointing one instead of 10, it's helpful.
Okay. So did
Uh,
you actually
okay.
start? Sorry, yeah, Sagarika, you
Uh,
say
I,
something.
have- I just diverging a little bit here from the topic. Um, as Vedant said, from the day we land here, we have that stress of getting an internship. I think the students who come here and join in the fall semester are under tremendous pressure from day one because by summer they have to land an internship.
Correct,
They are
correct.
trying to land an internship. Whereas if you come in spring, you have time until next summer. So you have like 3 solid semesters to do all this groundwork, build your own network. Just wanted to highlight that people never think, everyone only thinks about the fall semester, but spring has its advantages, is what
Yeah,
I was trying to say.
that's a very good
Like
point.
I
Yes, because both of you actually joined in spring, Ketki, and I mean, although that was not your initial plan. I mean, that was you had
Yeah.
both applied for fall, but for some reason, of course, Sagarika, your visa got delayed because of the COVID situation and all that, and
Yeah.
Ketki USC offered you a spring intake, and you decided to take it. So you're saying that that turned out to be, say, maybe a blessing in disguise kind of a situation where you say that okay, good that I came here in spring rather than, because even today, I mean, even if someone asks me, should I go in fall and or spring, my answer is always fall. I mean, I'll be honest about that. Because what happens is, and I give you, I mean, in fact, I have some, I mean, my reason for that, and probably maybe would have told you guys also at that point, is if you go in spring, you can't do internship in the very first summer.
Exactly.
Right? Obviously. So that, and when I talk to someone in India and I tell them this, everybody feels that, oh, summer is, so I work for 2 semesters, and then maybe I get a opportunity for an internship if I go and fall, like Vedant went and fall, right? So waiting for 3 semesters apparently seems too long, and students feel, and sometimes even I tell them that you would rather graduate and get a full-time job. You don't have to. Why do you have to then wait? If you have 3 semesters, you just finish your degree, try for a full-time job. Why try for an internship? But maybe at some point we'll have another discussion on this specific topic on spring versus fall, and that's a very interesting perspective that I'm getting from you. So maybe
I
that
just
might,
want
yeah, sure.
Yeah, just want to add one thing. So it's changing a bit here. I did my internship in half of summer and entire period of fall. So
Right.
now they are offering remote internships. So it's just that you have to complete two major semesters, and then no matter where you are, you can do the internship. So even if you come in spring, you can do two internships.
Okay.
True.
So probably on that, I think that we can have a complete discussion on the spring versus fall and what is this scenario in terms of internships, so that will
Hmm.
give some more insights to students who are planning their masters. But continuing on this topic, right? How was the now all of you are working currently? Kitki and Sagarika had worked in India. So in terms of the working environment, that you probably any major differences that you felt about the working environment in back home in India or and here, or was it more or less in the tech sector? Because I think Kitki is in the tech sector. Sagarika, you are still in the aviation or
Yeah, I'm in the aviation
aviation
industry.
sector, yeah.
Mhm.
And Vedant, you are in analytics.
Yeah, currently, yeah.
Correct, right. But of course, so Vedant, you had done some internships in India. Uh,
Yeah.
so in comparison to that, did you find any big differences working in the US versus working in India?
I think the major difference over here in US is like people are very much open minded. Like I said, like they are welcoming to your ideas. Even if you like, I remember my first meeting. Like we had my CEO, my manager, and me and one more colleague. So they all have like 15, 20 years of experience. But when I shared my thought in that, they never just neglected it. They took into account like what I initially thought, even though I newly joined. So I think that is something they give you the freedom to express yourself, what you are thinking, and if your thinking is something very rightful in right direction,
Mhm.
then you will definitely apply that in day-to-day activities as well. So they doesn't care like you're come just a fresh graduate, you don't have much of work experience or industry experience, and you're giving your thought process behind it. So maybe you're not that much capable. Just learn from us. So they will give you if you are right. They will give you the hand to go ahead of them and then just present your thought in that process. So I think that is very much good in what I found in US job culture.
Okay. How about you? What was your experience, Ketki and Sagar?
You can
Uh,
take it.
okay. I think for me, the biggest thing was back in India when I worked, um, I was in a design role. It was mostly computer based, and I never got to see how the product looks like in real life. Not a manufacturing facility was attached to the design facility,
Sure. Okay.
and even though we are very much aware of this, divide between what's happening in reality at the on in the shop floor and what we are doing, the gap, I think, till date it still persists. So after coming here, I see that that gap can be closed very much easily, because everyone is located at one single space. And culturally, I feel, as Vedant said, I would 100% agree to that, that people are more welcoming of your ideas, no matter what your experience is. And they encourage you to speak up in meetings more often. They are trying to include you, and yeah, they just try to make you more comfortable here.
How was your
Yeah.
experience, Ketki?
Um, the first big difference that I noticed what was with work timings. So
Okay.
in India, you usually have to follow 8 to 5 or say around that time for your working. Or if you're working with offshore clients, then you will have to adjust your timings according to the clients that you're working with. Here, it's totally open culture. In my office, you can walk 24/7 whenever you want. So there are times when I go at 6 in the morning, come back at 12. So I have rest of the day to myself.
Ah,
And there's nobody to question you why you're not on then if you have done your work. Um, the office where I work in India was a business establishment with cubicles and computers and nothing else. Here you have gyms, cafes, everything. Like it's literally like a hotel. You go there, you can relax, you can watch football. Yeah.
Although I'll just put it on record, not every office in US is like what KP. So don't have your expectations too high.
Yeah.
If Sagarika and Vedant are working very shitty. Part of the working.
Now, listening to both of them, I feel tech sector has this perks and facilities of hybrid working, lot of
Yeah.
facilities.
Yeah.
But I think this is not our reality in mechanical,
Oh.
industrial, electrical.
Mm.
Right,
Um,
right.
And I hope, like, I really hope, like, I experience that because mine is completely remote. So,
Oh.
whatever the gym, whatever the facilities I have at home. There is no extra, and everything I have to do on my own. And no one is going to come and serve me coffee.
yeah,
But
even my
yeah, if it's a on-site role, then I think you can use full leverage of it and you can enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
even the work time, my current work time is 6:30 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. So
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, yeah. But yes, good for you, Ketki, that you have such luxuries at office. But yes,
Hmm.
okay. So okay, now we'll conclude this discussion. I think there is some more discussions on some topics that we'll have in the future. But before going, so what was that one thing that you felt? I mean, all of you, maybe about your university. What was that great thing about ASU? Great thing about USC, and very great thing about Northeastern that you would like to maybe just quickly in one sentence before we close.
For me, ASU was the best in engaging with the students. There are so many activities throughout the year, every single week, whether it's for international students or all the students together. There are just numerous activities. You just have to be there, go participate. That's all, and then you will get to know more and more people. You know, get to involve in other activities other than just your academics. So, a very engaging environment at ASU.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it was there are actually many things, but more than university, being a part of that family, like being a USC Trojan means a lot to me now because
Okay.
whenever I meet another Trojan, then there is a feeling of relatability. So yeah, I mean I'm sure this would be true for you both too, but being a part of a good university and a very strong alumni family adds a lot, even later in life. What I feel.
Right. And how
I
about
think
you, Vedant? Yeah.
I think for Northeastern, I would say it has great infrastructure, great facilities, great gym, great classroom supports, and if you are in Northeastern, you will never feel homesick. I think there are always some activities in college related to every other religion going on, so you will never feel like you're alone or you're between some people like you don't know them. So I think that is one of the skills what Northeastern has. And secondly, what I think is like Northeastern has a great alumni network. So, and everyone, whoever is like how Ketki said, like if you know them, they are graduated from Northeastern, they are always ready to help you out. They know that you are a husky, and like we just promote our husky culture all over the like social media everywhere. So I think that is great what Northeastern has, and I would say it gives you a great pride to graduate from such university.
Okay. With that, we'll conclude today's discussion. Thank you, Sagarika, Ketki, and Vedanta for joining in. And I'm sure we'll have some more discussions in the coming weeks and months on some other topics as well. Thank
Sure.
you once again.
Thank you so much,
Was a
Ketki. Thank you
pleasure.
for this opportunity.
Nice meeting you
Yeah,
guys.
nice
Yeah,
meeting you.
Same here.
yes. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.